Uh, Hype video? Okay. We get underway in just a little bit, going back to the Challenger League here. And I am joined by my good friend and co-caster, Biscuit. How are you doing today, Biscuit?
Good, good. Just excited to watch a good Challenger game. I haven't got to watch too many yet this season, and I'm excited to see what these two teams bring to the tables.
Yeah, and it is kind of weird. Both of us were in Challenger for the last 2 seasons before this one. Our first season moving up to Rebels, so we haven't really been obviously in Challenger in a while. Um, Ascension is 0-1, Motion 1-0. Obviously, that is a huge indication of how the season might go for either team, as it is still the very first week. But who are you looking to take this matchup more than likely?
Well, that's a hard ask. I think no matter how much it might sound bad, because I want to say Rocker Man bad, I think I gotta go with Ascension here with him and Green Glow. If Green Glow's playing to his full potential, then he is a dangerous man. But so is Kovalchuk, so who knows?
Well, Kovalchuk actually won't be playing this matchup, so that might make things that might be a welcome sign for Ascension, as Kovalchuk will not be playing. It looks like we have to restart the lobby real quick. Um, due to some external factors that we don't have to go over. Looks like team names need to be changed before we can get this private match. It's okay. Just another day, another Nemesis stream. But like you mentioned, Biscuit, Greenglow and Rockerman definitely two players to look out for. Ready as well moving up. Him and Greenglow, I believe, both moving up from Prospect. And Greenglow actually has been in Challenger before.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I think now that you've informed me that Koval is not playing, it's really hard for me to vote against Ascension in today's matchup.
Yeah, Ascension will enjoy being the heavy favorites for today. Hopefully looking to bring their series to an even. But with that being said, who are some players from Motion? I know you said Kovalchuk already. Um, who's some other players that you're hoping will step up and give Motion a chance at least in the series?
Well, I think if Koval's out, I gotta see with his replacement being Air. I'm hoping Air will show up to the match then and show up and play out of his mind and help his team get a victory when they're down what you could call their best player. If I had to guess, right? That's probably the best way to go with it.
Yeah, I think Kovalchuk is typically their best player. A little bit of a carry there, but I'm not really sure exactly how much. I haven't seen their team play yet. I know that last season he was a big factor on the Bishops, uh, bringing them to the playoffs, and he was an all-star as well. So definitely a factor that will be probably felt
Yeah,
missing. And actually, all right, sorry, I just tried to look at the Nemesis website and it doesn't have the team.
so it's
We're a little bit scuffed, but it's all right. We're carrying on, and I think we'll be getting into this one shortly, as we got all the players in the lobby. Like you said, Ascension probably the favorites to take here. I'd have to go ahead and agree with that assumption. I don't think anyone is really expecting. Obviously, there's always going to be Rockerman bad people, people who just say Rockerman bad, and I mean that's a fair assessment of any given situation. But I think they're
I'll get him in
probably
there real quick.
going to be able.
I'll get him in. I got this. I type fast. Gringo left again. Now I gotta wait. Um, yeah, you gotta have the Rocker Man bad memes though, right? He's the owner of the league. There's nothing wrong with it.
Naturally.
I mean, I'll be honest. He's not a bad player in the sense. He's still a good player, especially for the Challenger League. He is towards the top of the Challenger League in MMR, so I'd hope to see him play like that, and we'll get them on in here and get this series started.
And that we will. It looks like, oh, someone we actually forgot to mention is Bandy Bop as well, another player. As we will get this one underway, Reed, Rockerman, and Greenglow taking up the blue half. And on the other half, we've got Ariso, JSN, and Vanity Bop. As early on, Motion are going to get the majority of the pressure, keeping the ball hovering over their half. Reed gets a nice touch out. JSN going to keep that one on, though, as Rockerman gets a nice clear over at least 2 attackers. Going to give them a chance to breathe for just a little bit as Reed follows this one into the corner. Bandy getting a nice touch out. Green Glow with the miss on the wall, actually. Not one you expect to see. And that's on target, actually, or it was almost on target. It's going to just barely miss as Reed going for the squishy save, and Vanity Pop going to put that one in after a bit of a kerfuffle, and that's going to be the first goal of the series.
Yeah, definitely a kerfuffle. That is a great word, and I appreciate the use of it. Just a cluster F going on there, and a good cleanup by the Motion team to give themselves a 1-goal lead, and already kind of shutting us up possibly on our assumptions of Ascension winning.
Yeah, and you still definitely can't count this roster out, especially like I said just moments ago with Vandy Bop, who is another player who really kind of popped off but was a little bit slept on during the last season. Gringo going for the fancy play here. Can't quite get the read though. That net's completely open actually. Ariso even missing still. The net's still somewhat open, and there's just no one middle for Ascension to capitalize. That really definitely should have been a goal. At the challenger level, you expect, well, first of all, you expect the defense to clear there, but you also expect offense to take advantage of that situation.
Yeah, just an ugly play overall. I mean, I guess you can say they might have been a little scared to overcommit, but I think it's something they just really need to calm and figure out to really capitalize. And that ball was there for a good, like, 10 seconds, it felt like, and just nobody felt like touching it.
Yes, and fear is definitely sometimes a factor, especially on stream games. First stream game for either of the teams this season. Might have to work through a little bit there. Is Gringlow going to get a nice clear out? Bringing the ball to the midfield. Rockerman taking it past another. Landing a bit awkwardly, but he gets able to get another touch. Trying to make a play up this wall. And Reed, once again, they're bringing the ball past multiple defenders, but can't quite get it to the midfield. Since that first little awkward attack, it hasn't looked like Ascension has much to show for their offense this series, Biscuit.
Yeah, not a lot to show. They were just running a little conga line in the corner of Motion's half of the field and just not capitalizing. And I was like, oh, Gringo with a close attempt at the goal. I think they just need to finish shots like that, and they should be able to pull a tie off in this series and have a better chance of winning.
And I think patience is a virtue that the Ascension roster needs to learn very quickly, as that one comes off the post again. Rockerman will be there for the follow-up, and after a few questionable offensive plays, finally Ascension puts one in.
Yeah, and Rockerman Bad Memes eating that one. Rockerman with a nice shot right over the top of JSN. Not quite the most powerful shot, but it had enough that Aeroso couldn't get there, and that's all that matters.
And finally, the score will be tied after seeming like it should have been tied a few minutes earlier. But also something to note is that the server is not the greatest. I did notice that at the start, actually, but I didn't realize that it was a persistent issue. Multiple players noticing this and talking about it in chat.
I'm actually one of the players. I'm currently been experiencing packet loss the whole time.
Oh, no. Well, thank God we don't need that good of ping to cast.
For real.
We'll make it difficult for the players, though. As Reed's going to try and get it clear here. He gets a nice double, actually. Kind of fakes it so Rockerman can take control. Rockerman with the pop. No one ready for it in the midfield, though. Once again, Motion trying to get the ball out of their half. And they finally do. Rockerman has a chance here for control. Flicks it past one. Nice controlled play from Ascension. And that's a interesting but very good touch from Rockerman, centering it, although once again there's no one there. Reed wants to go for this ball but has zero boost, forced to just head back and watch the ball float. As now Gringbo trying to get this ball in the center of the field, does just that, and that's a double commit. Could be dangerous for Ascension. Luckily they got one demo, so that's one less attacker they have to worry about on the counter. But still, I don't know if it's due to the lag issues and the server or if there's a little bit of miscommunication happening here, but neither team really looking like they're playing at their best right now.
Yeah, a lot of pretty good saves here coming out. Last second save by Vanity on that other end, and then their good little save. But I couldn't catch their name, but a lot of last second saves and great touches like that one from Air that are just keeping both nets kind of locked down right now. And I think one infield passing play might be what changes this. I'd like to see that out of either team, and I think that's how they might get a goal and win this game.
Yeah, I could definitely see it as now the clock is ticking it down. Vandy actually coming through, almost gets a nice last second dribble, but the ball isn't down just yet. Vandy's still wanting to keep this one up. And after a little bit of an exchange, the ball will hit the ground, sending us into overtime. And let's see if the latency persists. I think this game, after saying that Ascension is a favorite, this overtime looks like it really could go either way, Biscuit.
Yeah, and that's perks to Motion. I almost said Ascension for keeping in this game and really like keeping the pressure on. I feel like they spent more time. I don't have the whatever it's called. What's the fancy thing that tells you what end of the field you're in? Oh,
Oh, and as you say that, Motion comes out, scoring the final goal. Someone from Ascension really needs to challenge this ball much earlier. You can't give JSN that much space on the dribble. That's a nice flick, and you just can't react fast enough to save that. Neither of the players even pre-jumping, and Motion will take game one.
yeah, and a great finish there at the end. Real clutch flick, upper mid of the net. Really hard to save that when you're sitting flat-footed like Green Glow was. Um, Great finish and Motion taking a game and taking a lead in the series and shutting our doubting caster took us up and showing us they can win a match and can compete against Ascension with or without Kovalchuk in the lineup.
Yeah, and they are playing exceptionally well for not having one of their star players. Motion did beat the Drakes on Monday, so we do know that they must be a team of forces to be reckoned with. Um, but even still, I do think that Ascension had the majority of the pressure. If they could just start putting in some of those shots, I really don't think that game should have been as close as it was. In fact, I do think that Motion got a little bit fortunate that they were able to break out and score some counterattacks and not have to worry about the open nets being scored.
It's just great by them. I'm really happy to see what they did. We still need the lobby to be remade, I think. I'm not sure. Haven't got confirmation yet. So we'll talk about some. What'd you have for dinner today? Did you do dinner yet? What'd you do?
Yeah, actually, I just ate some enchiladas. They were very good. Thank you for asking.
Nice. I followed a TikTok trend today. I don't know if you've seen it, where they take like a flour tortilla and cut it like in a spot,
Oh, the panini?
and then you like fold it over. I did a breakfast style of that with
Oh,
sausage,
that sounds
eggs, and
nice.
cheese. And first attempt, it wasn't perfect. I had a few things fall out of it on the pan while I was cooking, but overall, I was pretty happy with my concoction I put together for a first time attempt.
No, dude, my family has literally been obsessed with those since like yesterday. I mean, I guess it is a trend, so they must have seen it as well. But my sister has been putting literally everything that she can think of into a panini. And I mean, they're extremely good. I was kind of surprised, I was thinking like it's just a flour tortilla with some stuff in it. How revolutionary can it really be? But man, they are bomb.
Works so well. It's surprising. I was like, like it's a TikTok trend, right? You never know with the TikTok trend really how good something could be
Yeah,
with
it could be hit or
TikTok.
miss.
But I was like, wow, it really brings it all together. It was an enjoyable brinner, I guess, is the word I'm going to use because it was kind of a breakfast for dinner. But I was pretty good. And I don't cook a lot. Like I'm not much of a chef myself. Like it's not my forte whatsoever. But I did that one.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's a start to something. And it's not that difficult to make either. You should if you guys in chat haven't made one, you should make one because they are excellent. And also, who cares about eating breakfast for dinner? I guess it is a bit of a brenner. I'll eat breakfast at literally any time of the at any time of the day with zero shame. I'll eat eggs at 2 in the morning.
It's finally being remade, I think, Era. So sorry, I'm
Yes.
answering questions I shouldn't be reading, but yeah. All right, it is back up. We are good to go.
All right, and hopefully this server is better than the last one, as the last one was not the play. It's still a numbers server, so we might have to bear with it there.
Just
But all right, here we go. Hard to do much analysis when ping plays this much of a role. Also, Rocketman, it is back up.
it
I know
has
you asked in
been.
chat. I don't even know if you have the stream unmuted,
I,
but
I,
it is
I,
back up. You should get in here.
I had to DM the captains. I am on
There you
top
go.
of it.
Good job, Biscuit. Good job.
Thank you. Thanks. Can't try so hard.
And not a great sign, as I'm already seeing the packet loss symbol on the side of my screen in this new lobby. Hopefully that is only for me and not for our players.
It's not me this time. That's all I'm saying.
All right, there we go. Maybe I'm just the unlucky one this time. That's perfectly fine.
You got the packet loss curse. The servers have been wonky today, though, in fairness.
They have been. They kind of shut down for a little bit, and then they came back, and now they're apparently just broken. Rockerman is at 156 ping. But I guess we are playing this out, as we're going to head into game number 2 of an extremely unconventional series. And right off the bat, Vanity Bop with a nice shot, but Rockerman equal to it. A great start there. Looks like the ping isn't affecting him so much so far, as Vanity Bop will beat Rockerman to the ball, and that's an immediate goal for Motion, continuing their momentum from game 1.
Just a very, very risky push here by Rockerman. I see where he is, where he's expecting a touch by a teammate, but he pushed high risk push there, and Vanity just puts it right around him, gets a free goal out of it.
Yes, and good on Vanity for being in the spot where he could follow up and immediately get a nice shot on net. Definitely going to make Ascension be a little bit more cautious on defense in the future, as they are on defense once again. But Rockerman gets a nice clear, and actually almost a miss from JSN coming out. A little bit scary, but he does do well, as Gringlow hitting this one off the backboard. Not on target once again, but the ball is still hovering here over Motion's end. As a double commit comes out from the defenders, Rockerman gets an awkward touch, and that one's actually now headed back towards Ascension's net. They do well to take care of it. So Rockerman will send that one back, trying to get another touch middle. Defense here should have it under control, as an awkward aerial from Gringlow. Don't think he can follow this one, and he won't attempt to either. So JSN gets a nice touch out. Vanity Bop with a huge pass. Ariso looking for the shot or perhaps a double. Doesn't quite get either, but that was a scary attempt if you're Ascension. Now, somewhat low boost for Ascension, as they seem to be on the back foot right now, Biscuit. I mean, it looks like Motion actually is the ones with the majority of the pressure so far this game.
Yeah, and just a bunch of really weak clears out of the Ascension half so far. They're not really clearing it to a teammate or to a spot. It's just kind of bang it away and hope that they mess up. And I feel like if they start looking for their teammates more on these clears and having quality clears, they'll relieve a lot of this pressure they're feeling. But till they do that, they're just gonna have that happen to them.
And I'm not exactly even sure what happened here. Looks like Greenglow went for a challenge. It was a good time to challenge, but he just gets a poor challenge that Rockerman isn't expecting. And he's stuck in the net, tries to pinch that one out, but he's just not quite fast enough. Now 2-0 for Motion, and things are getting a little bit sketchy here for Ascension all of a sudden.
Yeah, really sketchy, really spooky, honestly. But I mean, I did personally. Oh, well, I need to stop talking. I shot Rockerman. Unfortunate touch by Air, so kind of lines it up for Rockerman, and Rockerman puts a absolute clanger, banger, ranger right on net, and just gets a goal out of it and pulls this game within one.
I am curious, were you about to say like Rockerman bad before he just went and scored a goal?
No, I was gonna bring up that I did vote on Motion because everyone put it on Ascension, so my channel point situation is looking pretty good right now. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Biscuit, that's just not fair, man. Everyone knows that whatever team you pick always wins. That's just not fair, man.
I picked Drake's on Monday, and you saw that one.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, okay, maybe I'm a little bit wrong there. As
Every team I
Green,
play on wins. We'll go with that.
right. And now things have settled down a little bit for both teams. Rockerman chooses the boost over the ball, a choice you might see him make frequently, as if you are on his team. As he clears this one out, taking the ball to the side, Rockerman gets a nice dunk there, but it will be sent right back into their half. And like you were talking about before, they really need to try to focus on getting these quality clears. There's a good passing play on defense, actually, as I say that, to get the ball out of their half. And once again, another opportunity. Vanity was getting bumped in net, but does extremely well to recover and get a touch out. Now once again, Motion looking for the counterattack. Ariso just barely off target with that one. But it still is dangerous. Rockerman in an awkward spot. The ball's hovering over the goal line. And Gringlow gets back just in time, but doesn't get the boost, so he won't be able to do so much here. Ascension starved once again. And it's hard to do anything without boost. I mean, these situations they're finding themselves in, they have decent positioning, but there's just not enough boost to make any clears happen or to get any sort of offensive play generated.
Yeah, and I mean, I I don't know if it's fully true, but it just feels like a majority of the game is a lot of 1v3 attempts by Ascension, not many passing plays. It's like it looks like a 3v3. They're all there, but like it's really just one person trying to take the whole team instead of using his teammates as weapons. They're just kind of more like decoys.
Yeah, and I'd be forced to agree with that assessment so far. Definitely going to have to try and work in more passing plays on offense and defense. Even though we did label them as the favorites, they aren't really looking like it so far. If they can start converting some of these opportunities, though, I really do think that they can find their way back into this series. That's almost dangerous, though. The ball pinched towards the net of Ascension as a double commit comes out. And even though the danger is clear for now, not sure how much longer. Now we are at 12 seconds remaining. The ball is in Motion's half, but Ascension has to find something here fast. Vanity Bob gets a touch to the side. That's a center ball. Reed needs to shoot that, or at least put it to the backboard. Instead, he clears it across. Gringlow gonna keep this one up, but he can't keep it up for long. And the ball will touch the floor, bringing Motion to a 2-0 victory in Game 2.
Spooky ending there. I felt like a shot was going to come out of Reed there. He had a pretty free ball to shoot, but just sends it wide, and they weren't able to find another opportunity like that. And that's what we're kind of talking about, where they need to capitalize on a lot of these opportunities, or I don't know if they have a chance of reverse sweeping. I mean, the content would be great, you know. Ascension should be the favorite, go down 0-2 and reverse sweep, and yeah, we're like, woo, Rocker Man, not bad. But like right now, the Rocker Man bad memes are looking a little justified. I mean, he did carry that game there, but they just need some more. I don't know if it's Reed who needs to pick it up, or I think my opinion is Greenglow is just kind of not green glowing. he's more like green dim right now. I don't. I need a little more out of him. I mean, 0 for 3. If he gets one of those shots in, you know, I mean, we could be looking at this in an overtime series or something. So they just need to pick it up.
That was a brilliant pun, Biscuit.
Thanks.
Appreciate that one.
Thanks.
But I definitely agree with your assessment. I mean, I really do think their team kind of looks a little bit disconnected right now, and especially like you mentioned, Gringlow not really looking like himself. A lot of these shots, or a lot of these opportunities where you'd usually expect him to be putting shots on target, at least he's kind of beating around the bush, for lack of a better term, and not really generating anything for Ascension. They definitely need to find their rhythm here if they want to complete now a reverse sweep, which is definitely not the position that I think they expected, nor obviously that they wanted to be in right now. As Gringlow will get this one sent out of their half. That's a center ball, but an extremely high one for Ascension, as JSN gonna air dribble with low boost. A good shot on target. Need to see more of those from Ascension, but a nice save as well on the goal line, as Gringlow looking for the double touch, gets a decent pass mid. Once again, the defender's just slightly faster there. Rockerman with a bit of a pre-flip shot, but Vanity Bop staying in the right spot once again. A double boost grab from Ascension in the corner, but that's a nice bump and Ascension comes out swinging in the first minute of Game 3.
More pressure applied here. I mean, I think Reed was being to shoot that, but honestly, the backboard touch was a much better option there. Really opened up the space for Rockerman to have a shot at that bottom right and get a lead. I think it might be their first lead of the series.
And I think you are correct, actually. I can't remember exactly how Game 1 went, but my memory has proven me wrong before, as that's another shot on, and Green Glow showing up now will make it a 2-goal lead for Ascension.
Just another, not another, but an unfortunate touch by Erso there that just pops out right to Green Glow. And Green Glow might be listening to the stream, said, "Shut up, I can shoot the ball, Biscuit." Puts it in.
And honestly, right there, I think is kind of emblematic of what Green Glow kind of needs to do. He just absolutely dusted Vanity Bop to the ball. I really do think he's one of the fastest players in Challenger, and if he can just take advantage of the speed advantage that I think he has in this lobby especially, I think he can be scoring a lot more, or at least getting some passes. And that's a nice passing play. As I say that, JSN will be there to save the shot. But that's more of the chemistry that we need to see from Ascension. Some of the chemistry we've been expecting to see from Ascension. If they're going to complete this reverse sweep here, they need more opportunities like that. Or one of the first shots on net actually from Motion. But Ascension will be there. Green Glow looking for the shot but can't quite find it. Rockerman keeping the pressure on. But Vanity Bop's going to take control of this one in the corner. Multiple resources being sent from Ascension, trying to get the ball centered. But now it's going to be a bit of a defensive play, as that's a nice demo from Green Glow. Really making use of that rotation backwards, and that's a nice hit to the backboard from Green Glow. Can't quite get the read, but it's still over Motion's backboard. And now we're seeing kind of a polar opposite from Game 2 as, oh my goodness, that's a nice shot. But an even better save from Green Glow. Showing up big on defense in this game and offense, but keeping the 2-goal lead. And with 2.5 minutes left, I mean, we're seeing an entirely different picture than the rest of the series here, Biscuit.
Ascension's just playing a lot faster and having much more crisp touches. Words are hard. Than they were beforehand. I mean, we actually see a few passes coming out. They're beating Motion to a bunch of balls. I mean, you would almost think Motion's sitting in quicksand half the time with the pace at which Ascension's beating them right now. And if they can keep up something like this, the reverse sweep is completely and utterly still on the table.
Yeah, most definitely. I think one of the big questions is kind of if they have the mentality as well to come back. But right now it's looking like they're holding strong. They weren't phased by that Game 2 loss, which was a somewhat devastating one. Maybe not in score, but this will be an opportunity for Motion. Can Green Glow get back? He does just in time, flipping back using the last little kernel of boost that he had, and now the ball will be cleared out. A counterattack chance for Motion, or for Ascension, excuse me. And that's a nice center ball, but Ascension will just be happy to have gotten out of their half after such a dangerous play from Motion, almost bringing it within one.
And great defense, great just way to be calm. You know, a lot of times when you get in that situation and there's a lot of pressure coming, you see a lot of double commits, people freaking out. But Ascension stayed calm there, didn't double commit as far as I could tell, and cleared it out quite easily.
Most definitely, and Reed barely getting back to this one, but another shot saved by Ascension, keeping their 2-goal lead. Now almost 30 seconds left. Another shot, but it will be far too slow to make anything happen for Motion. Now they're going to be the ones who are going to have to push hard, realizing now that Ascension has really put the clamps on them, and 5 minutes have disappeared maybe faster than they thought as they're looking to get real aggressive now. So that's another pop towards the middle. Vanity saves it, but he's going to have to get... Motion's going to have to get it clear if they want anything, and that's not going to be good enough. Reed's going to put in, surely that will be the nail, the dagger, and it looks like Ascension will take Game 3 here.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it, bearing 3 quick kickoff goals. And Ascension just finishing strong. They won a game. Now can they keep this momentum and win 2 more? Or will they crumble after putting this much exerted energy out into the world?
We will have to see, and Motion definitely, if they were feeling confident before, will have been a bit shaken by that performance. Ascension just looking like an entirely different team in Game 3, and if you are a fan of the Evolution org, then that's the performance that you've been wanting to see.
Yeah, and coming into game 4, because I can do math, I almost said 3. Coming into game 4 here, I really want to see out of either JSN or Air kind of pick it up and try to help out in offense. I mean, Vanity took 5 shots, but the rest of his team only took 2. I mean, when you're outshot like that, when you got 2 other people on the other team matching your next 2 teammates or passing them in shots, it's really hard to hope to compete, and that's how you get down 3-0 in a deficit and almost feel like you don't have a chance to win that match. Words.
Precisely. And even though the series score is still 1-2, I will have to say, I think to me that was the most convincing game of the series before, or so far, excuse me. Ascension really shutting out Motion there. And if they can keep putting on solid offensive pressure and taking advantage of their chances, unlike games 1 and 2, they definitely have a chance in the reverse sweep here, which we will hopefully get underway right now as Rockerman sending this one to Motion's half. It will be sent back, but a little bit of a miss from Ariso. And Gringlo will fall this one to the corner. A little bit of a bump, actually, slash double commit from Ascension. And that'll prevent them from getting the ball cleared quickly. But they will finally get it out, as JSN a bit awkward here. And really the first 30 seconds of this match are looking awkward for both teams. I'm sure Ascension is trying to figure out how to go further as Rockerman. Oh my goodness, what a shot off the post. But that's scary once again for Motion. And it looks like Ascension is so far looking to bring the same performance that they had in Game 3.
Yeah, and I think the awkwardness is just derived from, I mean, if you're Motion, you feel confident, you're up 2-0, and that confidence kind of gets shattered. And then on the flip side for Ascension, you come out, put all this work in and win, and you go from this feeling of like, I can't compete to, oh, we can win all these games. So you get a little bit of nerves both ways coming into this game 4, and both teams, I guess, in a sense, not wanting to screw it up and leading to this awkward start, I think, at the beginning, because no one wants to be that guy that gives up a goal.
Most definitely, and that was an unconventional but much appreciated save from Reed to keep us the scoreline even right here, as I think he did somewhat unintentionally pre-jump that save. A miss on the goal line though, and a miss from a couple defenders as well, or they just weren't there, and Gringlow's gonna put in the freest goal of the series so far.
Yeah. We're going to write that one up as a tactical fake by Reed that really drew out the last defender, leaving Ariso with almost no chance to save that ball, and a great shot by Gringlo to give themselves a lead once again in game 4.
And yes, definitely a tactical fake. One of the most utilized weapons of play from Challenger on down. But it does work occasionally, sometimes more often than some other plays. As now Ascension will be looking to further their lead as we approach 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game, almost half gone. Reed trying to get a pass middle, but it's a little bit too awkward. I don't know if he wanted to touch there anyways, as that's an awkward touch, almost resulting in a goal for Motion, but just a little bit of inaccuracy on the shot. Definitely want to avoid giving Motion any more opportunities like that, though, unless they actually score them next time. Gringlo finally gonna get a clear out. Once again, the ball's back in Ascension's half now. Motion. Vandy Bop looking to clear, but the ball's over the backboard. Ariso gonna miss that one. Rockerman didn't read the miss, and now he's gonna have to try and find another way around the defenders. But the ball will be cleared into Ascension's half. Reed on the backboard makes a nice touch out. And Jason with not much boost to work with, gonna send this one towards the backboard. This could be an opportunity for Motion. He gets a touch, but good defense from Ascension to shut that play down even faster than it began. And now they've broken out once again, but Biscuit, it does look like Motion are starting to fight back here. maybe figuring out Ascension's playstyle a little bit, or maybe Ascension are the ones starting to slack. What do you make of it?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I feel like emotionally, like the controllers almost got passed between the teams. I mean, we were talking about it in game 1 and 2, how Ascension was kind of going 1v3 and not passing the ball, getting good clears and finishing shots, but now it's all those same things are kind of happening for Motion. As I say that, Rockerman with a great read off the corner to finish that shot and give him a 2-goal lead.
And yeah, like you were saying, I mean, here, just JSN gets left in an awkward position where he's essentially the last one back. He has to make a touch there, and it is a somewhat difficult touch. Either way, you really shouldn't be leaving your teammate in a position like that. And like you said, Motion just looking much more uncoordinated, looking like the earlier game's Ascension. And now only a minute left as Ascension close to putting another one in. Another whiff from Motion as Rockerman's going to try to take a slow dribble here. He gets the fake pass too and puts that one in the bottom left.
Rockerman has a big brain, just fakes out 2 people and bangs it right past JSN. What a shot by Rockerman, and what a solo play to take the whole team.
That was brutal. If you want to complete a reverse sweep, a goal like that is almost a necessity, and Rockerman shows up big, destroying the mental of Motion in the final minute here. Now if Motion can bring it back, it will be miraculous, but I don't really see it happening as the ball is staying in their half. Still looking awkward. Ariso gets a touch to the side, but doesn't have enough boost to follow this effectively. Gets a light touch, but only down to Gringlow. It's another shot on. Vanity Bob can't save it, and a 4-0 lead will be enough to cement Game 4 in favor of Rockerman and the boys.
Yeah, and this is where I think Motion needs to regroup. I mean, they're just that might as well have just been a pass by Ariso down there to whoever scored. I forgot their name, and I'm bad at that. But just almost might as well have been a pass. They need to regroup and figure out what they're doing right and wrong here, and try to stave off this reverse sweep that Ascension's pushing for.
Yeah, definitely. And that will be a tough ask for them, especially after a performance like this, bringing the series to a game 5. They're going to have to make some changes, most definitely. Try to find their form from the earlier points. But that is a nice win from Ascension to bring it to game 5.
Now, those were 2 dominating wins by Ascension, kind of how we expected the series to look, honestly, by them. Just 2 very convincing wins, and I feel for Motion. You know, I've been in these type of spots, and it's hard emotionally to deal with the fact that you feel so confident and another team just pops off and absolutely shows you what it's about. I mean, I don't know. It's scary. I'm excited for content. You know, game 5, let's go. But I'm leaning on the Ascension end again. I was kind of pulled over to that Motion boot camp of they're gonna win this. They're gonna prove everyone wrong. But it's hard to lean away from Ascension now after those 2 dominating games right there.
And for a while, it did really look like Motion was in the driver's seat. I mean, it's hard to argue that they were. They've let themselves slip a little bit. They gave Ascension an inch, and they took a mile. Now heading into Game 5. This is anyone's series, and I'm going to have to agree with you. Ascension has the momentum. Now let's see if they can convert it. As Ariso looking for a pass, but it's a bit too high. No one going to be there for Motion. The net was slightly open there for Motion, but that's a tough ask on the shot. So Ariso's going to try to send this one clear. But Reed sends it right back. A double commit on defense from Motion, but Gringlow can't get a productive touch. Coming back in, trying to keep this ball in the Motion half. And it will stay there for now. Reed sending one high. Another double whiff from Motion. That was a tough shot. And Gringlow looking for the double tap. Can't quite get. I think he should have actually just shot that one. The net looked open. There was a double demo. But it's still all Ascension here, Biscuit. I mean, the first 50 seconds, and they were already looking like the team that wants this more.
And they're just playing like they shouldn't be here. I mean, it's kind of a way you got to play this when you go down 0-2 is, I mean, we have nothing to lose, and they're playing like it. I mean, they're just zooming to every ball, and making quality touches, and they just need to finish some of them as goals, like Reed just did.
And as you say that, Rockerman pops it up high. Ariso gets an awkward touch. Rockerman gets a pre-flip bump onto Vanity. I don't know if he was saving that either way, but Reed will put that one in. Now it's 1-0 and only a minute gone by, but it already looks like if Motion can't break out of this funk, get something going, then this is definitely Ascension series to lose at this point.
Ascension is now in the driver's seat for sure.
As Motion looking to change that. Gringlo gonna get a touch out. Tries to get past one, but can't get past JSN as Reed with low boost. Once again, trying to get another clear, but Vandy Bop almost making a crazy play happen with the flip reset as well, I believe. It's a double commit on defense from Ascension. See if Motion can take advantage, and Rockerman does well after the double commit to get back and demo an attacking player, so the attack wasn't as potent. Now the ball once again over Motion's backboard, but no players up from Ascension. They realized that that ball would be cleared easily. Still though, so much miscoordination from Motion. They really just look kind of lost here, like they don't know what to do against an Ascension that's actually playing fast and scoring balls.
Yeah, a little lost. Someone needs to find them a map real quick so they can hopefully stave off this reverse sweep, because it's heartbreaking to get reverse swept, but I don't know. I don't feel like Ascension's going to give this one away. They're just in it to win it.
And other than a few errors here and there, they really do look like they are poised to take this, not with ease, but with conviction, most certainly. As they are on defense for now, Motion finally getting an opportunity. JSN trying to get a clear or a hit back to the center, but he can't quite do anything. Now Rockerman on the demo hunt, but Gringlo's the one who's going to find it. And the ball makes its way to Ascension's half. Ariso not going to be in time to make anything happen, though. Reed gets it past one. Can't get it past the second, as Gringlo's going to be on the backboard to clear out this ball. A double whiff from Motion once again. A pass to Rockerman, across to Reed, but Reed gets demoed. Can't complete the play. Really, that is some scary chemistry that we're seeing from Ascension right now, though. Just once again, a completely different team from games 1 and 2. These plays that they're going for are very convincing. As I say that, there's a center ball. Gringlo once again being the hero on defense for Ascension. Barely gets back to it.
Showing off his speed in these last 3 games. I think it's the second or third time where the net's just been wide open. He's somehow made it all the way back to get a save and bail his team out of an overcommit.
Yeah, brilliant stuff on defense in that regard. I don't know if Reed can get back to this one. It's going to be tough, but he does well to make it back. Low boost, but he just barely squeaks out the save. And once again, Ascension holding on barely, but they are holding on tightly, as they will make their way to try and now get another counterattack. If they can get one more goal, the series might be over. But Ariso on the counterattack, he's going to get the dribble. No one's back in time. And Ariso himself, the brick wall, will tie the series up, or the game up, excuse me.
Just an overcommit by the whole Ascension team. I think they had a lot of faith in Rockerman with that 0 boost 50 and ends up biting him in the butt, and Ariso just walks that one home.
And he really didn't have to do anything other than walk it in at that point. I think he even got a bump on Gringlo for good measure, but I don't think he was making it back anyways. And now we have a extremely interesting Game 5 on our hands, as the score is tied up going into the final 30 seconds. The ball is dangerous for Motion, but they can't quite get there. Rockerman trying to make something happen. The ball stays in this corner. This Reed gets a nice pinch, but that's a little bit too fast to be expecting for both the attackers or the defenders. Rockerman gets a touch. That will go off the backboard, but no one from Ascension there. No one from Motion there either, actually, as Ariso looks like ran out of boost. Now this could be a little bit of a dangerous ball. Reed clears it to the corner. Time ticking down, and this could be the last opportunity for Motion. Gringlo shuts it down quickly, and the Motion will let the ball hit the floor. Now going into overtime. Let's see what happens. As Reed gonna get a 50. A little bit unfortunate on the second touch, but Gringlo will be there to back it up. Ariso sending that one back. Rockerman trying to get a touch out. Reed fast to it. And now a big play from Ascension, almost on target, but Vanity gonna turn this one around, looking for a counterattack opportunity. Commits late, but commits wisely, as that was dangerous for Ascension. A shot getting shut down, just barely saved by Ascension once again. Now looking for the counter. And a huge miss! Greenglow just has to put this one in at 3 miles per hour, but it will be good enough, and that is series to Ascension.
What a tragic miss by Vanity. I think he was looking to try to hit that on Ascension's net with them overcommitting actually to that ball, but you gotta touch the ball first to even get a chance at that shot. And Green Glow, great awareness. I mean, not a lot of power, but when the net's wide open, you don't have to hit it that hard.
Yeah, I mean, he had the entire goal. There was maybe one little pixel that he couldn't hit at softly, or else JSN would have saved it. But a wide open goal, and he recognizes all he has to do is get the ball on target. And when it matters most, his accuracy doesn't lack at all. A
Yeah.
great, a great reverse sweep from Ascension. A little bit scary in the beginning, but I guess both of our predictions ring true in the end.
Yeah. Good thing we picked Ascension, you know. Motion gave everybody a scare, but I mean my channel points, my 500 channel points, they're down the train, you know. I was hoping for an upset, but Rockerman, Greenglow, and Reed said, no, 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 no upsets today. Just pure content, baby. They even made sure to give us overtime in Game 5. So kind of them.
Yeah, obviously a long play from Rockerman, the script creator himself. I don't know if the ping problems was an added necessity. I might have taken that one out of the script if I was him, but it just makes it even spicier. A great showing from both teams, though. Motion really giving it their all, and they did fight very well. It looked for a while like they were going to be the ones to take the series, but in the end, Ascension was just a little bit too over.